NovaMusic.com.
Hi, I'm Rich Formidoni from Korg USA, and I'm here at Nova Music with the Kaossilator Pro. The Kaossilator Pro takes everything that was great about the original Kaossilator and improves on it based on what our users wanted. So Korg basically looked at the wish list from the original Kaossilator and went check, check, check. So we've got so many different things that our users requested. There's tons of great new sounds in here to start with. Some otherworldly lead synth. And just like the original, you can change the scale and the key. So if I want to switch from Ionian to Dorian, that's very easy to do. You can also turn it off and go microtonal. So that's a very analog feeling experience, and it's very useful with this talking synthesizer. So that's a lot of fun to play with as well. There's also some very cool acoustic sounds as well. Some nice bells, and the classic Kaossilator trumpet is here. If you want to turn it into a trombone, just turn the scale off. So, some cool stuff you can do there. There's some great basses as well. So some really deep, heavy bass sounds. And there's also a gate arpeggiator, so you can automate the sounds. So we'll turn it on with the gate arp button. And using this slider, we can actually modify the gate and the speed of the arp. So you get some really cool textures out of it. So in addition to those sounds, there's some cool chords as well. And some really otherworldly sound effects. And you'll also find that we've added lots of new Pcm drum samples, like this conga. And there are 4 different zones across the Kaossilator Pro, so you can actually play a complete drum kit. And there are lots of different kits to choose from. A wide selection of toms. And just like in the original Kaossilator, there's a huge selection of rhythms to play. You can store your 8 favorite sounds in these preset buttons just above the pad. The pad, as you can see, has beautiful green blinking LEDs to show you your finger position. And just like the KP3, it's a solid, sturdy metal chassis. It can take lots of abuse. And these 4 buttons on the bottom are the coolest part of the whole thing. Each one of these is like a self-contained Kaossilator. So each one can record an unlimited amount of loops. So you can just keep overdubbing over and over again, and using the record button, you can even record an external source into the Kaossilator Pro onto one of the loop buttons, even one that you've already recorded internal audio to. So let's go ahead and make a beat. As I move my finger on the pad, the beat changes. So now on top of that beat, I'll add a cymbal. Maybe some congas. Now, on the second pad, I'll do a synth texture. Now I'll find a whole new beat. go in and mix the levels of the different loops using an on-screen mixer. So I can lower them and raise them just by touching the screen. So you can really just keep going and create an entire electronic performance, a whole night's worth of music, just from the Kaossilator Pro. Now, one of the other most requested features is the ability to save your work. To that end, we give you an SD card slot. You can use up to a 2 GB SD card and save your loops and load them up when you're ready to play. There's also a USB port on the back of the Kaossilator Pro. So when you send your sounds out to the computer, you can export them as a WAV file and import WAV and AIF. There's also an editor which allows you to customize the order of programs and import your WAV and AIF files. So in addition to that, it also gives you the ability to change the length of the loops, just like the original Kaossilator. So there's lots of flexibility with the sounds, tons of cool sounds to play with, and the ability to have 4 different loop banks just gives you, an unlimited potential for creating live music. There's even a microphone input in the front, which allows you to use the internal vocoder effects, along with a headphone output with a separate volume control for live performance. So another great advantage of the USB port is you can put the Kaossilator Pro in external control mode. So right now it's in external control mode. All the green buttons that are lit up, with the exception of the shift button, function as customizable MIDI controls. So if you hook it up to a soft synth or even a hardware synth using the MIDI out, you can control the sound of that synth just by touching the pad. You can set these to be mutes, these could be transport controls, this could be a volume for an on-screen fader, or you could use the Kaossilator Pro to control on-screen faders. So it's very customizable and a great addition to any MIDI setup. That's the Kaossilator Pro. Thanks for watching.